What's up YouTube? How y'all doing? My name is Beaker and welcome to my channel. On today's YouTube video, we're going to be looking at the good, better, and best LMGs of Season 5 Reloaded. Now, LMGs pretty much didn't get touched throughout this update. Obviously, we had a lot of weapon balancing, mainly with the ARs, very small bit with SMGs, but LMGs remain to be untouched, other than like the barrels. I think there was like a very small nerf to some of the barrels on the Cold War guns. But honestly, it's pretty negligible that I didn't see a difference. So this list is actually going to be the same. However, I did swap. So the best is still the MG82. This thing still is insane. I know a lot of people don't like to use it because it's very hard to use. But honestly, when I have like a built one in my hands, I actually like have a lot of fun. It's not like my go-to gun by any means. But if I'm looking to switch it up and I just want to melt people, then I'll jump on this. But it's usually not my go-to weapons that I'm going to, but it's definitely viable. Just, if I maybe just spend more time with it, maybe I'll actually get good with it. But LMGs, if I'm gonna pick an LMG, I'm gonna go with the Stoner, which is gonna be number 2. Honestly, this thing could slowly start to take over Warzone, being that it hasn't been touched in 3 updates now, 3 weapon balancing updates, and it fries. Like, it's insane, and it's very, very easy to use. Granted, LMG, you do have to use a few extra, or one extra attachment, because it only comes with 75 round mag. But depending on how aggro you are, you can kind of change that stuff out. But that's why I made it number 2. You'll see, and I know normally on these lists I make the third place one the most easy to use. The lower skilled players are gonna go towards that. But honestly, I just can't bring myself to put it at number 3, just because it's so, I mean, the TTKs are insane. Like, it's so close to the PKM, which is what number 3 is, that it's just, you just got to, like, it's insane. It's just such a good gun. You guys will see later on in the week, I'm going to post some gameplay of me using the Stoner. I've actually got a few Stoner classes that, as you can see right here, which normally I only have maybe one, but I've been having a lot of fun with this thing, so that's why I decided to put it at number 2. And like I said, number 3 is the PKM. This thing's still a complete powerhouse as far as Modern Warfare LMGs go. It's very, very snappy with the build that I have. The AR, like, it ADS is faster than like my FARA or my XM4 build. So it's definitely very, very viable. And like I said, it completely melts people. But let's go ahead and start off with the builds. So MG82, like I said, it's going to be the same as before. It's going to have the agency suppressor to increase bullet velocity, damage range, and a little bit of recoil control. Task Force barrel, because it has the best recoil control out of all the barrels. Axial arms, 3x optic. The Raider stock, because as I've mentioned before, when you're shooting, when you're ADS firing and strafing, you're extremely slow with this gun, which I hate. I like to be able to move as much as possible. I don't like to be a sitting duck. So the Raider stock just helps with that. And then the field agent grip, because again, we need as much recoil help as possible. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Stoner build. So it's pretty much the same as it was the last series. So we're going to have the agency suppressor, the task force barrel, axial arms 3x optic, field agent grip. Now I'm pretty much just sold on the 120 mag, just because the 75 is plenty, right? But there are some times where if you're missing some shots, or whatever the situation is, getting that reload with after 75 bullets is just insane. It's just insanely long. So I just opt to go for this because you get 120 rounds and it has 0 impact on your ADS speed, which is, this thing, after using it more and more, does have a very slow ADS speed. I think if this were to ever replace like a FARA or my XM4, I would definitely drop the 120 and go back to the Serpent Wrap just to get the ADS speed back. Because I have almost been burned a few times on this. But for now, leaving it like an LMG should be, 100 rounds or plus, and it, seems to work really well. Because it does have 120 rounds, you can probably get away with running like an OTS or something like that. Because I'm really never caught in a reload because of this. If you run the 75, I would definitely suggest running like a Bullfrog Mac 10 or a PPSH. And then third, rounding out the bottom, going to have the monolithic suppressor, extended barrel, tac laser to get us better ADS times, VLK optic, and then we're gonna run the snatch grip because it's has the best recoil reduction, and it actually decreases ADS time. So that's what makes this thing so snappy. Pretty cut and paste build. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. So just like before, we're gonna run just the fastest TTK as possible, which is gonna be the all headshots. Obviously, the PKM is the best, and I know we went over this last time. But as we know, it's never this is never the deciding factor as far as what makes a gun the best, because obviously we're not going to hit 100% headshots. And then just for comparison purposes here, so this is what makes the stoner so deadly. So we have 0.48 milliseconds for TTK as long as you're hitting all headshots. If we move to the neck, it's at 0.56. So pretty good neck multiplier. So as long as you're hitting upper shots, this thing's gonna completely melt. MG82 definitely takes advantage of that as well. Honestly, me personally, the MG82, I'm just trying to focus on hitting shots. Like, this thing just recoils so much. I'm just trying to hit anything, everything and anything. If I get headshots, cool. If I get neck shots, cool. But I'm more just trying to worry about hitting shots in general. And the PKM still very, very well. I mean, this is still going to be the fastest TTK of any assault rifle. So definitely no slouch there. We can go ahead and move to the chest. Now we're going to start seeing where the MG82 definitely takes over. Right behind that's PKM and the stoner. But as we talked about, the stoner is just so easy to use. Like, getting this CTK is so practical. Go ahead and move to the stomach. It's pretty much all the same deal. And extremities, the PKM does actually have quite a bit of forgiveness, so that is definitely a plus. But the stoner is right behind it, and the MG82 is also very close. I mean, we're talking, less than 5. Yeah, it's not a lot. But the PKM does actually end up beating it out. And it actually has some of the best long-range TTKs out there. Obviously, MG82, you're not going to use this thing at long range. This is going to be more of a mid-range gun, but PKM definitely fits that long-range build. But again, shortly behind that is the stoner, and because this thing is a complete laser beam, you're going to see those TTKs more often. So that's it, guys. That's the good, better, and best LMGs of Season 5 Reloaded. Pretty much same as it was before. Obviously, just switched the stoner and the PKM. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys want to see an LMG meta. We've never really had an LMG meta. I don't count the Bruin at all because it has, it's not a typical belt-fed LMG. At least nobody used it like that. They always used the 60-round mag. So let me know what you guys think. Would you guys want to see an LMG meta? It definitely takes a certain kind of person to run an LMG because, you just can't do that quick reload and get right back into the fight. You definitely got to be a little bit more strategic, but obviously those hard hitting rounds definitely make up for that slow reload time. So I do think it's a good balance. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I missed any kind of LMG. I know that the Fin is out there, and I just don't really even care to go over it because it's just such a niche weapon. So if you're gonna tell me that, just save it. I don't, I don't really care. But let me know what else you guys are using. What guns do you guys use with LMGs? Do you guys care like me and try and pair an SMG with an LMG specifically, or do you just run an OTS with like a PCAM or whatever? But let me know what you guys think. If you guys made it this long, make sure you guys smash the like button. It doesn't cost anything. Just go ahead and hit it. These videos always do very well, so any kind of support is greatly appreciated. If you guys want to watch me live on Twitch, I actually stream Monday through Friday from 7 to 11. If you guys want to come hang out and chat, drop a follow, whatever you guys want to do to show support, I greatly appreciate it. We'll see you guys out there. Peace.